Hello, and welcome once again to Real Estate Reality, your live stream with my friend Darren here and Joe over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate. Guys, thanks for joining us today. It's Monday, it's 2 o'clock, and from 2 to 3, we're going to entertain you with some topics that we feel are very important for this week. As well, we'll go through solds that sold in the last 7 days and look at some new listings in the last 7 days that we think warrant some attention. So without further ado, Darren, how are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah.
Enjoying the slightly cooler weather.
It's so funny you say that because I was going to explain that I'm feeling hot. I don't know if it's the lights sitting on me or.
It's felt a little muggy, but we're getting breeze at night. I can usually handle the heat during the day. Really, you can bear with that, but at night is when it's hot. It sucks. It's been a little cooler at night, so I'm okay.
Yeah, last night I was at Casita del Campo and we're out on the patio, and there was jacket weather happening. It was good.
Yeah,
so.
All good.
Well, look, guys, let me get through the legalese real quickly. Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Keller Williams Los Feliz under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Keller Williams Los Feliz. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only. All right. So without further ado, Darren, what did we want to talk about for the topic this week? And I'll get over there.
Sure. We're going to talk about leveraging. And, I think the title may have implied how to further leverage real estate assets that you own. But, I think we wanted to point out that leveraging, period, once you own a real estate asset, you have the ability to leverage. And that means so much to building wealth. In us talking about it, which obviously we pick these topics, we talk about it, we talk about how we're going to present them to people. And, in some cases, like the LA market, it's so expensive. People go out and buy in other areas and keep as rental or Airbnb and use it as a vacation place. This is leveraging, no different than buying a home that you live in on your own. It's doing the same thing. For a smaller investment, you're getting 100% of the return. And sometimes that's a stepping stone to wherever you want to go, another property, or maybe that means after you gain some equity there, buying in the city. Who knows?
Yep. Well, I'm glad you pointed that out because, it was a very catchy title for the email, certainly a catchy one here as we talk about it. But yeah, it can come from some very humble beginnings and some very practical ones. So I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yes.
So, okay, well, we took this from a great site, Investopedia.com, and the title is How to Increase Your Real Estate Net Worth with Leveraging. So, and Darren, just stop me when you want to make a point.
I want to make one more quick comment before you. Sorry about that, Joe. Every client we've ever worked with, we always talk about a purchase of a home, and this is an owner-occupant home, as to serve two purposes. Number one is to be a space where they're going to enjoy being. It's got to emotionally support them, be a good neighborhood that they feel good about. But number two is to be a good financial investment. And those are the two categories to look at when you purchase, particularly to occupy. And in reality, depending on who you are, maybe you'll lean more towards one or the other. That's your choice. We feel it's our job as agents to point out those are the two components you should always keep in mind. And we'll evaluate and try to dive deep into both of those topics when someone's considering a purchase.
Right. So investing in real estate has become a popular way to diversify your investment portfolio. Everywhere we look, we're constantly reminded of the benefits of buying property, from the many infomercials about real estate seminars or the home shows that tout the incredible value of managing or flipping rental properties. But it isn't that easy. After all, buying a rental property isn't like investing in stocks. You can't just put down a little here and there and become a property owner. You need capital to make that purchase, and the process can often be long and drawn out, not to mention all the risks involved, especially if you don't do your research. But is there a way to get into the market by increasing your net worth? Try using leverage to your advantage. By doing this, you can put little to no money down and use debt to help you realize a return.
Right.
Darren, you want to unpack some of that?
Sure. So obviously real estate is a unique product in that you can invest a fraction of the cost of the real estate asset and reap 100% of the gains that come from that. And that's the power of leveraging. You know, it's harder these days to buy something with less down, particularly when it's a highly competitive market. You know, maybe somebody, always hear about, oh, I was beat out by cash. It doesn't have to be cash. Once you get over 20%, you probably have a little more skin in the game and it improves your odds. But we've clearly had offers accepted at substantially lower down payments. But the lower the down payment, the more you're leveraging, meaning that, you know, you've invested less, you've kept more capital, or that's all the capital you have, but you can still get in the game. And over time, you're set up to gain 100% of the rewards.
Right. And would you say there is any other opportunity like this in terms of leverage?
None that I know of. This is why so many people move towards real estate. I mean, we break down real estate, and this helps some people. So I'm glad this came up. You know, your payment in real estate is a combination, but a part of it is a forced savings. Right? You're required to pay down your principal balance. That's basically you borrowed money, but you're paying down the money that you borrowed, so you owe less. It's forcing you to save that money. You pay interest, which is tax deductible. You get a benefit there. And then if it's an investment category at all, either a portion of it that you may live in or the entire thing, all costs associated with it are tax deductible, including the taxes, the insurance, repairs, etc., etc. And this is why people build wealth through real estate. This is why the sacrifice you make on the front end, which is daunting, is worth it to get in the door.
Okay, so continuing, read on to learn more about how you can use leverage to increase your real estate's net worth, as well as some of the risks involved. And if you are following along, guys, I did put in the link and you can read along with us the story. So key takeaways: leverage uses borrowed capital or debt to increase the potential return of an investment. In real estate, the most common way to leverage your investment is with your own money or through a mortgage. Leverage works to your advantage when real estate values rise, but it can also lead to losses if values decline. Avoid leveraging risks by making sound investment decisions and accounting for mortgage payments, vacancies, and a tough economy. What is leverage? Leverage is the use of various financial instruments or borrowed capital, in other words, debt, to increase the potential return of an investment. It commonly used on both Wall Street and Main Street when talking about the real estate market. Leverage is a technique used by both people and companies to expand the potential for returns, while equally expanding the downside of any risks involved if things don't work out. While the potential for a good return is possible, like when real estate prices rise, using leverage can be a double-edged sword. That's because it can also lead to losses if the investment moves in the opposite direction. In the case of real estate prices, losses happen when prices decline. Ways to access leverage. The easiest way to access leverage is to use your own money. In the case of a mortgage, a standard 20% down payment gets you 100% of the house in which you want to live. Some financing programs let you put even less money down. If you purchase the property as an investment, you may be in a position where your partners furnish some or even all of the money. Similarly, some sellers may be willing to finance some of the purchase price of the property they wish to sell. Under such an arrangement, you can purchase a property with little money down, and in some cases, no money down at all. Anything there, Darren?
Sure. So they say 20%. That's kind of been the standard for years, and until, maybe it was 30, 35 years ago, that was the only way to get into real estate. But there are programs, as they mentioned, that are substantially less down, 3.5% down, VA loans, which are 100% down, which we recently closed one on, which is not an easy thing to do, but we did. So you have more leverage there. With more leverage, once you go less than 20% down, there's some more risk on the other side, on the lending side, and you do pay a little more. And a common dynamic there is, you pay mortgage insurance and or potentially a slightly higher rate. Often it's not a higher rate, but it's possible. Is that you want to, over time, try to build equity and move beyond that loan to eliminate the additional costs associated with a lesser down loan.
So, example of leveraging. Consider the common real estate purchase requirement of a 20% down payment. That's $100,000 on a $500,000 property. By putting down only 20% of the money down and borrowing the rest, the buyer essentially uses a relatively small percentage of their own funds to make the purchase. The majority, therefore, is provided by a lender. That's why real estate investors often refer to the remaining 80% of the purchase price as other people's money. Let's assume the property appreciates at a rate of 5% per year. This means the borrower's net worth grows to $525,000 in just 12 months. Comparing this gain to the gain from a purchase made outright without any loan highlights the value of the leveraging strategy. For example, the same borrower could have used the 100% to make a paid-in-full purchase of a 100% property. Assuming the same 5% rate of appreciation, the buyer's net worth from the purchase on an all-cash $100,000 property would increase $5,000 over the course of 12 months versus $25,000 for the more expensive property. The $20,000 difference demonstrates the potential net worth increase provided through the use of leverage. Now, picture that 5% gain every year for 20 years. Over time, the use of leverage can have a very significant and very positive impact on your net worth. Anything there, Darren?
I bought my first property at 24 years old and bought it and went on with life. And I wasn't thinking about whether I was gaining equity or this or that. But sometimes I was just living there. And at some point in time, though, you wake up and you're like, wow, look at that. I have a ton of equity. I have a lot more options in life now. So it compounds over time. And another factor to consider, which is one of the reasons there are so many people shifting money into real estate in the last few years, not that it hasn't been going on previous to that, but it's accelerated, is because there's expected inflation in the future, and real estate is also a hedge against inflation, meaning that you get a fixed price at a fixed rate, and as inflation rises, what you're paying doesn't change.
Right. All right, the dangers of leverage. Now for the bad news. All this sounds great, but there's a downside. Leverage can work against you just as much as it can work in your favor. To show how, let's revisit our earlier example. If you use a 100% down payment to purchase a $500,000 home, and real estate prices in your area decline consecutively for several years, leveraging works in reverse. After year one, your $500,000 property would be worth $475,000 if it depreciates by 5%. If prices continue on that same trajectory, soon your property could be worth $451,250, a loss in equity of $48,750. Important. Just as leverage can work in your favor, it can also work against you. Under that same 5% price decline scenario, if that $100,000 was used for an all-cash purchase of a $100,000 home, the buyer would have lost just $5,000. The first year, home prices fell, much less than that more expensive home. In real estate markets where prices fall significantly, homeowners can end up owing more money than the house is actually worth. For investors, declining prices can reduce or even eliminate profits. If rents fall too, The result can be a property that cannot be rented at a price that will cover the cost of the mortgage and other expenses. If you are contemplating becoming a landlord, there are many factors to consider.
Right. So two different categories there. Certainly the owner-occupant and the landlord, strictly an investment scenario. From an owner-occupant scenario, in reality, in the big downturn that we've experienced, the '07 crash, those who put down less money benefited more. Because if they were walking away, because there were big declines at that time, they just lost less money. And the way the economy responded at that time, because it was such a huge event, was to make it easier for those individuals to work their way out of real estate, their negative assets. In the end, it worked out quite well for the banks who took those assets back, even at a loss at that time. So there was some win on the front end that was forced by government, and then a win on the back end by the investors who took that loss but played the long game, and they could win the long game for sure. So does a market turn? Sure, it does. One of the things that works against a market turning is inflation. Our government tries for a 2 to 3% inflation. We haven't had a lot of inflation in the last decade. But if they're continually seeking inflation, that's going to move prices up without any effort. It's not even a matter of a neighborhood improving. This is why you go back 40 years and you're like, really, that person bought the house for $50,000 that's now worth $2 million. A lot of that is inflation. It doesn't have anything to do with the area. This is why getting into real estate now, pre-inflationary environment, is even more important, and which is why real estate is so hot. Other than that, obviously in LA, we've had a market that's been appreciating for a long time, a dynamic city that's changing. There are things that could happen in cities that might rely on a single industry for a job source, or if big jobs leave areas and wages decline. That's probably the most likely way values would go down. But when it's a broader component, government often might have some interjection to help ease the burden on the negative side.
All right, cons leveraging many properties. The problems get even bigger when multiple units are involved, as commercial real estate investors often put down as little money as possible. The goal is to leverage your money by taking control of 100% of the assets while only putting down 20% of the value. Consider the $500,000 in our previous example, only let's say it's a small apartment building. Since it was purchased with $100,000 as a down payment, if the value of the building declines by 30%, the property is worth just $350,000. But the investors still must pay interest and principal on the full value of the $400,000 loan. Should the amount of the investors get in rent, the investor gets in rent decline too, the result could be default on the property. If the investor uses cash flow from that property to pay the mortgage on other properties, the loss of income could produce a domino effect that can end with an entire portfolio in foreclosure over one bad loan on one property.
Right. I will say this, if there's fluctuation on the investment side of things, again, a portion of even if your rent isn't covering your entire payment, a portion of your payment is your forced savings. You're just paying down your own debt. So that's money you're still keeping. And then if you take a loss, that loss on that investment property can offset your personal income, assuming that's not your only source of income. So even in years, we famously heard about this from our past president, and a loss that carried over for a decade. It was such a huge loss, right? Whether you support the way the tax code's written or not, in real estate, if you take a loss, it can affect that year and future years. That loss can carry forward. So this is why commonly tax accountants will say to people, you need to go out and buy property. Even if it's a loss on the income stream, there's two components to owning investment property. There's appreciation value, where the property actually just gains more equity over time, becomes worth more, which you don't realize until you do something with. And then there's cash flow. But if you can absorb a negative cash flow it will actually help you tax-wise.
Avoiding leveraging risks. Now that you've learned about the basics of leveraging in real estate, as well as some of the pitfalls, you may think it's impossible to make a good return using this technique. Don't fret, it's just a matter of using common sense. Just like any investment, real estate comes with risk. Although you can use leverage to your advantage, there are a few key things you want to make sure you avoid to give you a better edge in the market. First, don't assume what will happen before it happens. You can't always use past performance as an indicator of what will happen in the future, especially with the housing market. If you see that property values have risen in a specific area by 5%, 5 to 10% over a certain period of time, that doesn't mean they will continue on the same path. Next, budget yourself accordingly and know that what you're getting into. If you put down a lower down payment, the amount of your loan will be higher. That means you'll have to make a larger mortgage payment. You may have to account for lower vacancy rates, a tougher economy, bad tenants, all of which will fall on you. Ultimately, you're still responsible for the mortgage payment, so you have to make sure you can keep yourself afloat in any situation. The bottom line. Images of such leveraged purchases bring to mind those late-night infomercials where smooth-talking salespeople suggest that you can earn millions of dollars buying properties with no money down. While it is possible, we don't recommend doing this route. Happily, you don't need to. Less exotic ways to use leverage do exist, enabling you to buy real estate with relatively small amount of down, even no money at all. In fact, although they may not think about it as leverage, most people do so if they take out a mortgage when they buy a home. They pay back the loan over a period of years or decades while enjoying the use of the property. The moral of the story is that leverage is a common tool that works well when used prudently. And then to finish out, maximize rental income, guaranteed. Oh, that's
yeah.
Well, that's another article, but
sure.
Yeah.
So, being someone who purchased property before, I'm going back again 14 years, and navigating through the tough times in real estate typically means somebody who's a little more conservative financially. On the front end, you can throw it out there, risk a little more. It certainly is risky on every purchase. It feels that way. But having stability and being able to navigate downturns is the key to long-term success in real estate. It's probably the key to success in almost anything, having a long picture. But so I owned multi-unit buildings, which I purchased right before the crash. The values went down. But they generated income, right? I talked about appreciation and income stream. The income stream was there. I lost on appreciation for a period of time. But that recouped and the income stream improved throughout, so it worked out. So understanding that if you're doing a strictly investment property, that having some more resources to be able to navigate there will be setbacks, but in the long run, so far, it's been a profitable venture.
Right. Well, good. Very good topic. Before, Darren, we get into the solds of the last 7 days, I did want to, congratulate our buyers. They are about to take a house up in Mount Washington, Teo and Laura. So a couple things more to do, but congratulations to them. Real big triumph. Real big triumph. Yeah. And then we also have a sneak peek at a listing that we should have out probably end of day or so. And I was just going to open up some photos. And let's see here.
I want to congratulate, when you do that, I want to congratulate our sellers on our 3 units on Marmion. Wow. Right. What a difficult transaction. Selling units is harder. It takes more effort. It takes a lot of detail. But in addition to that, just dealing with the dynamics of tenant, landlord, new owner, instability that comes with all of that is difficult. And some more than others, often depending on the tenants and the buyer, the mix of people involved. There's just a lot more people involved, and So this one got a little bumpy for a moment. It looked like it was truly going to end, and it was resuscitated and closed like 5 days later. So congratulations to them, and moving forward with the next ventures in their life.
And then, gosh, man, this is a whole other topic, isn't it? And then, congratulations to another seller who has a 4-unit property, and we're active under contract. It's been maybe 12 days, and we hope for smooth sailing there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 325 West Las Flores coming up, and Darren, as I scroll through some of these exteriors, I know you've been.
This is a typical property for us, right? Almost 8,000 square feet.
Yeah. Well, it's a bankruptcy, and it's $3,750,000. So my leading bankruptcy listing subject line, it's an odd one. It is an odd one.
Sure. It's in an area. It's in Arcadia. It's an area of Arcadia that is having a lot of these 6,000 to 10,000 square foot homes built, and they have a certain style. They're all reasonably have a lot of similarities, not only in size and location, but also in finish quality. And so it'll be an adventure for us to be out that way and have that experience. We usually adapt quite well. And, I feel we're pretty well versed on Arcadia and these homes at this point. Probably, I'm going to guess, more than many that have even sold there for a long time.
Right.
If this works for you, when you jump to the inside, that's going to be kind of the make or break for some, for sure.
Yeah.
And you see an example of sometimes bankruptcy is it's a distressed sale. I'll just put it that way. It's not always a lot of work being put into prepping a home, and more often than not, it is not prepped. But
as you said, Darren, it's highly stylistic, and it's a solid home.
Yeah,
isn't it?
20, 25-foot ceilings. It's a well-built home, for sure. It was built in 2015. Marble floors, lots of built-ins.
Pink
pool,
ceilings. Yes.
Pool house.
Yeah.
Coffered ceilings.
Yeah.
There's a media room, a library, 4 garages. It has a lot to offer, that's for sure.
You don't have to leave. You can just stay. Yeah. This one was strange for me when we discovered that prep kitchen here. We don't have that normally in our homes that we sell.
It's true. Yeah, not only a primary kitchen, but they call it a prep or walk kitchen. Adjacent to the kitchen, immediately adjacent, it's a full stove, a full refrigerator, and a secondary kitchen to prepare food.
A kitchen for the kitchen.
Right, and there's a kitchen outside.
Right.
High-end appliances. It was not cheaply done.
No.
They used good materials.
There it is.
There's your prep kitchen.
All right. Right there. There you go. Okay. Well, there you go. If you have more interest in that, we're happy to share more information with you and show it to you as well. So, there you go. All right. So, we are getting to solds. And I divided it between seller wins and buyer wins. We'll see if I'm correct. So the first one, Darren, is 4317 Xhaka Place. Do you know where Xhaka Place is? Gosh, it doesn't.
Xhaka?
It's not ring a bell for me.
There it is. I don't know where that is. Wow. Yeah, it sold for $305,000 above. 6.5. It's right off the 2 freeway. It's a short little straight. Yeah, off of Yosemite Way.
Nice fireplace. So 4317 Xhaka Place. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,105 square feet, a whopping 1,300,000 sold price on a lot of 5,115 square feet. Took 12 days on the market, and it started at 995,000. So yeah, very big up. Looks nice.
Yeah.
Nice kitchen.
It does look nice, very mid-century, nice flat backyard. It's always, I like those homes that are situated up on the hill, but the backyards are flat and usable.
Yeah.
It's a very nice dynamic.
All right. Well, congrats to Nikki Bascone, Keller Williams, Beverly Hills, and Jeremiah Van Cans, our friend Jeremiah Van Cans. Good job, Jeremiah. All right. Oh, look at that. Always extra space, bonus space.
Yeah, the garage. It's nice.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, very secluded driveway. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats, guys. Next, let's see. Sundown Drive, 2453 Sundown Drive. Okay. Okay. So this is in Glassell Park. Too far away from the other one. And let's see. Boom. 2453 Sundown Drive. It is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,164 square feet of living space. Sold for $1,330,000. It's on a 6,400 square foot lot. Took 14 days on the market. Started at $925,000 as a list price. And gee, I'm seeing a theme here. So brought to us by Joanna Soul and Bradley Holmes, and buying agent Jeremiah Van Cans. He's on a rampage. All right.
Yeah, nice house. Shows well.
Yeah.
Looks staged. It's very clean. Nice modern color on the stucco. So yeah, look at that. There's your bonus space.
Yeah, always. And a view. That's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good one. And let's see. Next one is 1846 Westerly Terrace. This was, let's see. Wow, 465,000 up. Okay. 1846 Westerly Terrace, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,408 square feet. It sold at $1,760,000. Let's see. Wow, 2,564 square foot lot, and took 10 days on the market. Started at $1,295,000. Wow. Brought to us by Sarah Reichling and Joe Reichling, and buying agents Mark Mendez and Scott Price. So congrats to everyone. Any comments on this one, Darren? Do you see the $1,760,000?
I don't, but you know, they've I think they incorporate some good design components.
Yeah, always.
The coloring of the cabinets is a very spot-on modern color. No upper
That
cabinets.
blue.
Yeah, and the wood, which is not practical, but shows very well, and looks good against that blue coloring. So it made the kitchen all seem bigger.
Yeah.
They laid it out well. Even the bathroom, you know, was thought out. Some additional tile work that wasn't needed. Some outdoor destinations. Although it's a small lot, it is a good neighborhood.
Well, I was going to say it's right there, just football throwaway from Silver Lake
Yeah.
Reservoir. That's a big draw for a lot
Sure
of
it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats. All right. The next one is what I felt were buyer wins. Really, everybody's a winner here. We know. But
it's okay, Joe. There are winners and losers, man. But sometimes you win, you lose now, but you win later. You know, maybe that's
everybody gets a trophy, isn't
right.
it?
No, they don't. I don't
Isn't
believe in that.
parenting? Isn't that? Let's see.
It's not the modern parenting I subscribe to.
So this was 30,000 below, and let me get to it. Let's see here. Okay. Oops, that's not good. Let's see. Here, and here, and let's see. I think we saw this. 30. Excuse me. I have my mess up. Here we go. Okay. Right. Finally there. I think we saw this before, Darren, and I think we had some issues with this one.
Which one is this, Joe? What's her address?
I think this is 3027 Silverleaf Terrace, or Silver Lee Terrace.
Yeah, Silver Lee.
So, let me open this up here. So, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's in Silver Lake Echo Park area. It's 2,043 square feet of living space on a fairly small lot of 3,171 square feet. Took 27 days on the market. Started at $1,600,000 and it sold at $1,570,000. Yeah. This is brought to us by Yuan Liu, District Realty Group, and the buyer, Oliver Dennison. So, looks good, looks modern.
Yeah.
Has a view.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't a lot of outdoor space. That's probably one of the struggles in getting this sold.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, although it's got modern elements, it's not a modern color on the face of the building.
Right.
But the interior space looks nice and open and vaulted ceilings, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, once again. It is a win. All right. Okay, the next one is, let's see, 339 North Lafayette Lane. Let's take a look at that. Okay.
This is small lot.
Yeah, is it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, let's skip it. We know what those look like. The next one is Effie, 2218 Effie. Effie. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 1,250,000. Hold on here. So 2218 Effie Street, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,300 square feet. and it sold for $1,258,000. This is in Silver Lake Echo Park area. Looks like maybe more towards Echo Park. Smaller lot, 3,083 square feet. Days on market 13, and it started at $1,250,000. So let's see, Tracy Doe and Richard Michelovsky are the listing agents, and Marco Gonzalez over at Colo Banker, Pasadena. So actually seems quite reasonable, doesn't it? Although it's really close to Glendale Boulevard. I guess that's what got it.
Yeah, there are some things in this listing that are interesting as I scroll through the photos that just, maybe there were ways around them, maybe there weren't. I can't tell. I'm pretty sure this is an owner-occupied space compared to, a vacant home that's been staged. And that matters. That really does matter a lot. But, you have like headboards from beds covering windows on walls. You've got round tables stuffed into a corner. Got refrigerators, what seem to be crammed into corners. It all seems kind of unplanned. Often when we talk about any upgrades or improvements to a space, we're trying to make things seem as intentional as possible from the start, whatever possible. If it looks like it was an afterthought, then it probably isn't going to benefit. But I wonder, I think this one, maybe units, Joe.
I'm looking downstairs and I'm wondering,
It's split. I'm pretty sure it's split as units.
Let's see. I'm looking here.
Yeah, 'cause you have two kitchens. It's 2 units.
So it says under public remarks, single family residence.
Well,
So they converted a basement maybe or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's, I don't get it. This is obviously a very well-known agent, an incredibly successful agent.
Yeah.
And it's harder to sell units these days, so, just take units and call it a single family. Does that really work? It does. It's sold. I always want to paint a real picture. Maybe that's my fault. My weakness in real estate is wanting to paint a real picture. I never want to oversell anything. Because this is units.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, great. So that gives you some idea of what's selling here in the area. Darren, I will go run off to our new listings. Let's see what's going on here. New listings last 7 days in Northeast LA. Coming up here. So you mentioned you saw some good ones. We have 45 listings this week.
Sure. So yeah, we had 21 solds. I think it was 21 or 22.
Yep.
And 40 plus new listings. So we've been on the fence of plus or minus a handful. This is double almost the amount of actives than solds. So this week was definitely an uptick in inventory in these areas that we're covering in our evaluation. So I did see a couple that I thought were interesting. There's another one on Loma Vista Place, which is always fascinating to me. We did look at one.
Yeah.
Sure. These are for those that are in shape or want to be in shape, want to be forced to be in shape. Loma Vista is a stair street. Depending on where you're at on the stairs, it could be 20 stairs, it could be 100 stairs to the front door.
So 2238 Loma Vista Place. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 961 square feet of living area. It is listed at $825,000. Great price. Lot size 2,689 square feet. It does have an open house tomorrow between 11 to 2. And it's been on the market for 7 days so far. And this is brought to us by Natalie Stern-Traben over at Compass. Yeah, cute units, cute condo alternative.
On Loma Vista, it's interesting. It goes to a peak. It's a stairway in both directions. Ideally, you want to be on the Silver Lake side so you get the Silver Lake view. Mm-hmm. I don't see a photo of the reservoir, but so I assume it's on the other side. But you know. Yeah. It's a very neat community on that street, if you don't mind the steps and street parking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I imagine maybe a little quieter there as well, right? With no street, no cars.
It is quiet, and neighbors really do look out for each other.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good one.
I like Panorama Terrace 2256. It is also open tomorrow.
2256. There it is. Okay, 2256 Panorama Terrace. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,458 square feet of living space, and it is listed at $1,749,000 on a 5,501 square foot lot. Let's see, open house, tomorrow 11 to 2, and then what is it? That's Sunday, 2 to 5 for another open house. Listed by Marcus Cantor at Berkshire Hathaway and Christy St. James. Days on market 4 so far. What do you think?
I love the way the inside feels.
Mm-hmm.
The white
like
finishes. There's lots of light. It's contrasted nicely by the white walls. Mm-hmm. It looks really good inside. It's got front patios. The front overall is modern-ish, maybe dated modern, but
I was going to say some elements look a little dated, but
it's like I didn't look at year built, but it looks like it could be a 90s year built.
97.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So that was a common architecture, a little more boxy, but the inside and the light that comes inside and the overall space looks fantastic. Looks good.
I like that. I like what they did with the yard at the little pathways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What's another one? Let's see.
1621 Cerro, Gordo. I've been driving by that one. It's very close to my house.
1621.
And this is a great price.
1621 Cerro, Gordo, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,170 square feet, listed at $899,000. Good size lot, 7,500 square foot lot, and it's been on the market for 3 days only. And this is brought to us by Cindy Hazard, 3 Leaf Realty.
Yeah.
Huh.
They didn't do anything at all with the backyard. That'll be the project for the new owner. But the house is charming on a great street and very, very underpriced. This is one that's going to go up a couple $100,000 at least.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm looking and maybe this is not an area agent.
No, it's not.
Could be a bit of an inexperienced agent as well. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. CRMLS, they're definitely not in this area. So, all right. Well, good luck to them. We'll see how that goes. So that's a good deal. Somebody should run after that. All right. Okay. What's another one, Darren?
Dahlia Drive. I like that neighborhood. It looks like it might be a fixer here. $1,700,000 for 2,800 square feet. No, not a fixer.
Okay, Dahlia. All right, 5437 Dahlia Drive. It's a 2-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,814 square foot home in Eagle Rock. The listing price is $1,699,000. It's on a 7,919 square foot lot, and days on market 7. And Tracy Doe and Ryan Judd are the listing agents for this one. Wow. So it looks traditional on the outside, and it's got all this modern stuff in.
Yeah.
And mid-century and
very Spanish, and it's got a mix. You have styles.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting home. If it seems cohesive enough when you get there, it's got so much to offer. I'm very curious to see.
A lot of room.
I'm very curious to see how you have 2,800 square feet with 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a second building.
Is there a 3D scan?
Wow, that blows me away. The pool area.
Yeah.
It's like it's another house.
Well, it was built in 26, so the curb appeal makes sense on the Spanish, but it evolves into other components as you move in, for sure.
I mean, there's a lot to like there, but I could see some people just confused. Yeah. But it's nice. Just got to be used to that. All right. There's another one.
Escarpa, I thought was very interesting. Talk about high and low ceilings. This one is also open tomorrow from 11 to 2. This is 2003 Escarpa Drive.
Okay, 2003 Escarpa Drive. Again, it's Eagle Rock, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,796 square feet, selling at $1,499,000. And yeah, open house tomorrow, 11 to 2, and then Sunday, 1 to 4. This has been on the market for 4 days, and this is brought to us by Grace Gerlain. And
Haven't seen Grace in a while.
yeah.
She's a long-time agent.
So I love the living room. Let me play the rest of this. Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of funky.
No kidding, man. Wow. I don't even know what to say. It's like a cabin. It's a mid-century beamed. Wow, when was this built?
I know.
1965. So it's got some
Gosh.
mid-century.
I don't like the kitchen. The kitchen looks off. Yeah, but it's even got like the woodsy interior bathrooms. And it's got some very interesting things going on. The deck looks amazing.
Yeah. And then it's got that lower deck.
Yeah. So it looks like a lot of character. Maybe somebody can come in and make it a little more cohesive.
Yeah.
With some elements. Like I'd take that front and probably paint out the little wood and the A-frame portion of the roof, so it almost looked horizontal rather than the peak coming out the middle. But fascinating house.
Well, definitely another color would help it outside instead of that kind of avocado green thing. But
She's going to be busy. I think I'm going to go see this one tomorrow.
very cool. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what it looked like originally. Because it's all there. Like you said, it just needs to kind of get edited a bit.
Right. It needs to be a little more cohesive, but the things it does have going for it are quite nice.
Yeah. Okay, what's another one, man? Do you see anything?
Let's look at Collis. It's a lower priced one.
Okay.
Looks like a fixer. 3823.
El Sereno.
Oh, it's only one photo.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So maybe not.
Nothing happened there. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What else did I see? That's good. That's what I saw.
Yep. Let's see here. Darren, since we're selling homes that are 3,750,000, maybe we should look at a more expensive home here. Let's see, Chislehurst Place. That looked kind of neat, and then we'll stop. Let's see.
All right. Go to Aberdeen, man. It's 11,500,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Dude, come on.
I'm just not reaching high enough.
Obviously.
All right, let me find this here. It's coming. All right. So funny, man. You think you're getting the highest speed internet, and then be on the
sometimes the MLS bogs down. It does. But look at this. This is interesting, right? This is 8,500 square feet for 11,500,000. We're selling 7,900 square feet for 3,750,000. It's all about area. I mean, this one is charming.
2612, Aberdeen Avenue, 5-bedroom, 10-bath. Gosh, if you just can't make it to that 1 bath, you got 8,545 square feet of living, and 11,500,000, 38,160 square feet. That's a big deal. Days on market 7. Jonah Wilson at Hilton and Highland presenting, and let's see, built in 1931.
It doesn't look like 31 from the front.
Right. But it's got a pedigree. Wow, I love that pole.
Yeah, it does.
Let's see. Villa Andalusia, Paul R. Williams, FAIA, 1931. Set on nearly an acre of stunning grounds, this gated and private Italianate Palazzo is one of the finest properties in Los Feliz. Renovated and maintained to perfection with a level of style and detail that is second to none. Stunning double-height entry, fabulous kitchen, separate home theater, a dream owner's suite, and private guest quarters, an exceptionally rare combination of history, location, and architectural pedigree, shown to pre-qualified clients only. All right, it's yours. 11 million.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how Arcadia will look in 70 years.
100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Just pull out of this. Let's see. It is 3 o'clock, Darren. We're almost right on the dot. It's great.
Yeah.
So, any parting shots, Darren? Any leverage, I guess. Everybody leverage.
Yeah, gosh. That's what real estate is all about. It really is.
Yeah.
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 So.
All right. Well, look, guys, if you like what we're doing here, please tell your friends, tell your enemies, hit the button, like it, do all those wonderful things that help us bring this out to more people. So take care. Have a great week. We'll see you Monday, 2 o'clock. Bye now.
Bye.
See ya.